Today is going to be
Legend, wait for it, Dairy.
What's going on, fellow Illuminaries and Titan Nation? Welcome back in. I'm lorcana Thanos, the Mad Titan of the Illuminary. Today is Legendary. We are ranking the legendaries of Set 7, Archazia's Island. So, I always do these videos here on the channel. We're going to jump over to Tier List Maker here in a minute, but I want to do something different. So, this is going to be the typical ranking without testing, just initial thoughts. And then in a couple weeks or so, once I got some games in and I fully tested the set and played with all of the legendaries, we're going to come back and we're going to readjust and reevaluate. Let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, so here we are on Tier List Maker. Let's define our tiers because this is always someone's first tier list video with me. At the very top, we have Titan tier. Titan is the S tier. It is my favorite of the bunch. Next, for the A slot, we have meta cards that I think will be meta defining. In the B slot, the Rogue has potential tier. It's just obviously kind of how it sounds, cards that have potential that maybe might sneak into the meta. Could be better, it's pretty self-explanatory. They're cards that are decent, but could be better. And it's not Gantu is a running joke, and obviously we're talking about the first chapter Steel Legendary Gantu and how bad that card is. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Let's start with Lady Tremaine. I'm going to put every card down here and we will read it, define it. I'll put the image up on the screen and then we will rank it. So Lady Tremaine here. So she is Lady Tremaine Bitterly Jealous, a non-inkable 6-cost Emerald Legendary. That's a 3/3 with 2 lore that you exert her, and you return chosen damage character to their player's hand. Then each opponent discards a card at random. So, exerter, and then it deals with, of course, as I've talked about since Shimmering Skies, Emerald's new identity, moving away from discard a little bit, of dealing with damaged characters. And then each opponent, so worded for multiplayer, discards a card at random. So you could potentially hit the card there. My thing with Emerald is a lot of the cards are always non-inkable, and you got to run something like Inkcaster in order to make them inkable. I'm going to put her in could be better for the time being. I think she has potential, and as someone who plays a Emerald Steel ping deck, a damage deck, I can tell you, like, I see the potential for this card, but it also seems a bit conflicted at what it's trying to do. This is a card I could be wrong, but for now, we're going to leave her right here. Let's go with Princess Aurora. So Aurora is going to be, of course, in Amber. Aurora, Waking Beauty, 3 costs, inkable, a 1/4, 2 lore, Singer 5. So far pretty decent. And her ability, Sweet Dreams. Whenever you remove 1 or more damage from a character, ready this character, she can't quest or challenge for the rest of this turn. So, you obviously can sing with her. So ideally, you would just quest with her, heal, and then ready her, and then you could sing, of course. I am going to put her, because she is like able to get removed by Brawl, by Sisu, by, of course, Medusa. I'm going to put her in Rogue has potential. I want to see more of what's to come, but I think she can definitely get there. All right, so the second Amber Legendary, Minnie Mouse Storyteller, a non-inkable 2. That's a 1/2, has no lore and 2 effects. So gather around. Whenever you play a character, this character gets +1 lore this turn, and then just 1 more. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character loses strength equal to this character's lore total until the start of your next turn. I think this card, so far off the bat, has potential. I think the ideal deck you're going to play it in is an aggro deck. Whether that be the Amber Amethyst or the Amber Emerald version. But it's definitely designed to go low to the ground. You want to go wide, boost her up as much as possible, quest, and then obviously reduce someone. So I'm going to put her in has the potential rogue slot. Now let's move to an ink we haven't talked about, and let's go with a card a lot of people have been talking about. We'll go with my color of steel with Mickey Mouse, Inspirational Warrior, a non-inkable 2 cost that is a 1/1 for 1 lore. And his effect is during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play a character for free. So I've seen some people saying that obviously you can like give him rushed and give him stat boosting effects to get that effect off. Obviously with him having the 1 lore, unless you give him resist +1 and you challenge a lower statted character. Obviously the Mickey's going to go away, but then you can play something obviously from the top end for free. I know a lot of people want this card to go here. I'm just not sold on it, quite honestly, and I'm going to leave it and could be better. I very much could be wrong about this. There's usually 1 or 2 legendaries each video that I end up being wrong about, but I think Mickey is a trap, and so I am cautious about Mickey. Let's go with the ink we haven't talked about. Let's go with Amethyst, and we're going to go with the Queen Jealous Beauty. So the Queen here is a inkable 4 cost, 4 string, 3 willpower, and 1 lore pip that you exert her. You choose 3 cards from chosen opponent's discard. You put them on the bottom of their deck to gain 3 lore. If you put a princess card through this effect, you gain 4 lore instead. Again, I think the aggro deck is the ideal spot to play this, but I could see this being a card that Amethyst decks play, because you've already got, of course, Merlin Goat, the White Rose, and now, of course, the Giant Cobra. This could be a way to close the game. I'm going to put this card up here in Rogue. Don't worry, we'll rank everything later. Let's just get through the exercise. Now let's go with Sapphire. We'll go with Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck here is a inkable 4 cost. That's a 4/4 for 1. He has 2 effects. That you may exert 4 items of yours to play him for free. So instead of paying the ink cost, you are exerting items. And then whenever you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal an item card, put it into your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. The thing with this guy is I don't think, unless you have the first chapter Tamatoa in play where he's already got the boost, I don't see the point of exerting items to play him for free, essentially, because it seems like you would want the boost off the items. So I'm going to put him in could be better. Hey there, so real quick, if you're enjoying the content, if you could do me a massive favor, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And let me know down below what you think of the video. All right, back to the video. That, of course, leaves our Ruby. Let's go. Yeah, we'll go Radigan. That's fine. Radigan. So, of course, Radigan is in Ruby. Radigan, Nefarious Criminal. Inkable 4 cost, 3/3 for 1. A marvelous performance. When you play in action while this character is exerted, gain 1 lore. This and Maui Half Shark is going to be stupid good. This card is going to be really annoying. Definitely seems like we are moving towards you need to have constant removal and you need to have strength reduction. So our first meta card is going to be Radigan. Let's close stuff out here. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's go Tamatoa. Tamatoa is getting really annoying. He's always getting good, decent cards for the most part, at least at the Sapphire ones. So Tamatoa, happy as a clam, inkable 6 cost, 4, 5, 4, 2. 2 effects. When you play this character, return up to 2 item cards from your discard to your hand. And then his second effect, I'm beautiful, baby. When this character quests, you may play an item for free. Ravensburger, who designed this? Saying you can play Lucky Diamond for free is kind of stupid, especially if you have the the first chapter of Tamatoa in play. It would have been better if you worded this, chosen item enters play exerted. that would have solved this issue a little bit. Tamatoa is a meta card. Don't really have anything else to say about that. Now let's go with the spicy card. Everybody wants to talk about the return of Hercules. So our second Emerald Legendary here is a 5-cost inkable action that says each player may reveal a card from their hand and play it for free. First off, on order of operations, active player does this first. So obviously both players reveal at the same time. I'm speaking of in terms of who plays what first. Active player will always have priority, and so the active player will play this first. This is going to be a fun card to play around with. It's obviously going to go in Rogue, has potential, and yeah, it's going to be a fun time to play around with. Obviously, there's a lot of good top-end cards in each ink, so it's going to be a fun deck to play around with. I think you're going to have to make it kind of dedicated a little bit, though. Of course, let's go with one of my favorite films of all time in the Disney canon, The Jungle Book. So let's go with Baloo here. Baloo, Ol Iron Paws, non-inkable 6-cost Ruby, 5/4 for 2. Your other characters with 7 strength or more can't be dealt damage. This is a card I'm very much going to try in Ruby Fossa, for example, because you play a lot of cards on the top end in that deck. Otherwise, unless you run a dedicated deck that runs like the Maximus and you run a lot of like top end cards and you're able to really benefit this effect. I don't know how much potential it has. And so he's going to be another rogue tier. Then go with his buddy Bagheera. So our final steel one is Bagheera, Guardian Jaguar, 5-cost inkable, 4/3, 2 lore with bodyguard, and his effect that during an opponent's turn, when this character's banished, deal 2 damage to each opposing character. I love this card so much. We don't have Bagheera in the game. This is his first card, and it's this good. Bagheera is a meta card for steel. And then finally, the card we got to talk about, Donald Duck. So our last Amethyst Legendary is Donald Duck, Flustered Sorcerer, non-inkable 7-cost, a 5/6, 3 lore. In his ability, opponents need 25 lore to win the game. This is such a janky card. Obviously, got to talk about what everyone talked about when they saw the art. This is as close as to Kingdom Hearts as we're going to get in Disney Lorcana. I'm a massive Kingdom Hearts fan. I've been playing it since the release of KH1 here in the States. My dogs are named Sora and Riku. I absolutely love the franchise. I've played every game in the franchise. I play it all the time. Waiting on Missing Link in KH4, obviously. The Enchanted art is something that I have to get. Whether you want to go the Yu-Gi-Oh reference and call him the Duck Magician as a reference to the Dark Magician, I think a lot of us are going the KH route. In terms of Lorcana gameplay wise, this is such a troll card, dude. This is such a troll card. You could even use the card we just talked about, the Return of Hercules, and then play the Donald if you wanted to. This is such a troll card, though. It's so funny. So yeah, I'm realistically it's a rogue card, but just for giggles, I want to put it up here. All right, so now that we have initially placed everything, let's see if I want to move anything around and we will close out. Yeah, so let's see. Is there anything I want to put to... It's not Gantu. There's nothing in here that's Gantu level bad, so I got to respect the legendaries in this set that way. It could be better. I think it's fine. Let's put the Mickey ahead of the Tremaine. We'll actually start ranking this stuff. I think on the top end of that Minnie and Aurora. Actually, I like Aurora better. Minnie, Blue. Yep. And then from there, obviously, Bagheera is going to go up to Titan tier because how much, like, I'm a Steel main and I love the Jungle Book. and then Tama goes in front of Radigan, and yeah, that's the list. That's going to do it for today's video. Be sure to give me one of these. It's super impactful and helping this video find other Illuminaires such as yourself. If you like the Lorcana content here on the channel and you want to see more, tighten smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Also, be sure to let me know down below what you thought of this video, and you can follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter on X at lorcana, and I'm on Blue Sky as well at lorcana. Thanks for watching, and I think you might enjoy these. And remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills.